Good morning, guys. Today we're going to open with a multiplication and division algebra lesson. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and go through this. So this is the example how you're going to set up your multiplication algebra problem. So it's A times B. So basically just A and B, they stand for a number that we don't know yet. So as soon as we find out the number, we'll plug in that number for A and B and then work our problem. So it's the finished problem is going to look like this: A times B. Okay, expressions. Randy is putting dishes into cupboards at the restaurant. Okay, A, let's see what A stands for. Okay, he puts A dishes in each cupboard. So that means that we don't know the value of A yet. So we don't know that number. So we're just going to put A times, actually, let me go ahead and capitalize that because they have it capitalized. Okay, so let's go to B. B, there are 6 cupboards. Okay, so every time you see B, we're going to put in a 6 because it just told us there are 6 cupboards. So B is the number of cupboards, 6. He puts 4 dishes in each cupboard. Okay, so A stands for the dishes. Okay, so it just told us right here, he puts 4 dishes. So we know that A, the dishes, the number of dishes is 4 times, and we already know what B is. B, every time we see B, 6. So every time we see A, we know it's 4. It's the dishes. B is the cupboards. Every time we see the B, we put the 6. 4 times 6. Let's go to our multiplication table here. Okay, 4 times 6. Okay, let's go straight down until we see the 6. And let's go across. Excuse me. Looks like our answer is 24. Okay, so let's erase our annotations and go back to ULS. And our number, like we just got from the multiplication table, that's 24. 4 times 6 equals 24. Okay, let's go on to the next problem. Okay, Ryan is putting cans of food on shelves at the grocery store. Okay, so A is, ooh, excuse me, he puts 8 cans of food on each shelf. Okay, so every time we see A, we know that that's the cans. And there are 8 cans. So for A, we're going to put 8 because we know what A is now. It's 8. 8 cans of food. There are B shelves. Okay, so B is the shelves, but we don't know that number yet. So we're just going to put B for now. There are 5 shelves. Oh, okay. So B, the number of shelves, it says right here that there are 5 shelves. So for B, we're going to put 5. In A, we already know that A, the cans, is 8. So let's just bring up our multiplication table here. Oops, here we go. Okay, so we are going to do, okay, so 8 times 5. All right. 8 times 5. Let's go all the way across, make sure it hits 5, and it does. So it looks like there's our answer, 40. 8 times 5 is 40. So let's plug in our answer. 8 times 5 is 40. Okay, now let's go to the division problem. Now you can see the algebra expression, it's set up just like the multiplication, except here's the division symbol. So we're going to divide. Danielle has to put an equal number of plants in each crate at the greenhouse. Okay, so A represents plants. There are A plants altogether. Okay, so we don't know that number, so we'll just put A. Let's see what B stands for. Danielle puts plants into 7 crates. Okay, so B is the crate. A is the plant. B is the crates. But it gives us the number of crates, which is 7. So we'll plug in 7. Okay. Here's the next step. There are 28 plants altogether. How many plants are put into each crate? Okay. So 28 plants. There's the plant. The A represents the number of plants. So we're going to plug in 28 divided by, we already know what B is, or the number of crates, and that number is 7. So 28 divided by 7. Okay. So they said that there are 28 plants altogether. So 7 times what equals 28? Because we would be, let's see, the way that we have been setting our division problems up is the tent looking thing. I mean, we could use this symbol, but we've been writing it out like this. Okay, so 28 is our dividend. 7 is our divisor. So on our multiplication chart, we're going to start at 7 times what equals 28. Okay, so let's go over to our multiplication chart. Start with the 7. Go down until we see 28, the dividend. There it is. And let's go straight across to find our answer. And our answer, or our quotient, that goes right up here, is 4. See, because 7 times 4 equals 28. 7 times 4 is 28. So we know we have the right answer. Okay, so now we're going to go back to our ULS page and put in 4. Okay, so 7 divided by 28 is 4. Okay, let's do one more. Brent needs to play with an equal number of dogs each day at the animal shelter. Okay, so A represents the number of dogs. There are 18 dogs at the animal shelter. Okay, so we're going to plug in our amount for A. We know that that's 18 dogs divided by, okay, what does B represent? Brent works B days a week at the animal shelter. Okay, so B represents the days he works, but it doesn't give us a number. So we're just going to use B for now. Okay, let's go to step 2. Brent works 3 days a week at the animal shelter. How many dogs will he play with each day? Okay, so it tells us 3. Remember, B represents the days. So we're going to plug in 3 for B, divided by, we know what A is, it's 18. A represents the number of dogs that he has to play with. So 18 divided by 3 is, let's go back to our multiplication chart. Okay, actually, let's go ahead and write it out the way that we usually write it. 18 okay, 18 divided by 3 is what? 3 times what is 18? We'll find out. Pull back up our multiplication chart. Okay, so we're going to start with our divisor, which is 3. Go down until we see our dividend of 18. There's 18. Let's go across and see what our answer is. That is our quotient, or our answer that goes right up here. 6. 6 times 3 equals 18. All right, now let's go back to our ULS page. Okay, so 18 divided by 3 is, what we put right there, 6. Okay, well, that is our lesson for today on ULS. We have quite a few lessons today, so I will go ahead and work through a couple of these lessons and post them to YouTube, Facebook, and Google Classrooms. We'll see you guys at noon.